What is going on, New York Giants fans? D. Illa here. So the New York Giants come out and get the victory 14-7 against the Washington Commanders. I said in my pregame video that this was a team that we could play with. This was a team that we should probably beat regardless of the quarterback. This was a tale of two halves. The offense came out in the first half, actually looked like an NFL offense, was moving up and down the field. Darren Waller was catching passes. Darius Slayton was catching passes. Wan'Dale Robinson had room underneath. Everything that I talked about in the preview video was coming true. And things that I had talked about in the past were coming true. And in the end, everything that I talked about happened to be true. Tyrod Taylor goes out, gets the win. All I've been hearing the past 2 weeks is, oh, Tyrod Taylor can't affect our draft position. We're not going to win games with Tyrod Taylor. Well, Tyrod Taylor had 209 yards in the first half and 2 touchdowns. So, yeah, I'd say he had some kind of effect on that ball game, and in the end could eventually hurt our draft position down the road and hurt our ability to get ourselves a franchise quarterback, because Daniel Jones is not a franchise quarterback. Even if Daniel Jones played in this game today, ain't no way in hell Daniel Jones was going out there and throwing for 209 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half against anybody. Let's be real. Be honest with yourself. People out there that just will not admit that Daniel Jones is not the guy, just take a couple deep breaths, and just admit it, that he's not the guy. It's okay. Everything's going to be fine if you just come out and admit the truth. Look, I was a guy that believed in Daniel Jones myself. But guess what? I had to tell myself that he is a quarterback that is just not going to work out in the NFL. I had to come to terms with it. And you yourselves as a Giants fan, you should do the same. You will feel much better. It's okay. The world's not going to end if you say Daniel Jones is not the guy. And that in the future, we're going to need a franchise quarterback on this football team, because Tyrod Taylor is 33 years old and he's not a guy that we can move on with in the future. Like, I don't know how much more I have to lay this stuff out to you guys to make you understand. Do I have to serve it up to you on a silver platter to get it to sink into your brains out there? I mean, come on. Now, am I the only one actually out here spitting the truth when it comes to this situation? I know there's a few more. There's one guy out there that I just completely despise. And, you know, I hate to say it, but he's been right over the past 4 or 5 years, as much as I hate to say it myself. And when I say despise, I can't stand that dude. Cannot stand that dude more than I can even tell you. But, man, team came out. Defense played exceptionally well the first half. The second half, Washington started really testing these corners out on the outside and just throwing deep ball after deep ball after deep ball. And Deonte Banks, you know, he wasn't faring too well against Terry McLaurin. You know, Terry McLaurin was definitely getting the best of him on some of those throws. But, you know, defensively, the interior, man, we got pressure on Washington's quarterback all day long, Sam Howell. Defense played pretty well. Even against the running game for most of the game. You saw Rodriguez, Washington's running back, come in there towards the end, and he was able to move the ball a little bit. But overall, as a defense, only giving up 7 points to the Washington Commanders with an explosive passing attack at times with Sam Howell at quarterback. I mean, that was a pretty impressive defensive showing there. Just like this defense showed last week against the Buffalo Bills. But if you watch the Bills game, I mean, Buffalo struggled against New England, and that's a defense that hasn't really gotten anything right all season long. So, I mean, we all saw Josh Allen get injured last week. I do believe that injury definitely carried over into this game. He's got something wrong with his shoulder. One of those hits that he took last week, or possibly the week before, he may have got dinged up. But, man, last week he did not look right. There's probably something going on with his shoulder again, much like there was last season. But the Giants come out, get the victory. I don't know how to feel about it. You see me, man. I'm decked out in Giants gear. I got it all on. Like, I'm rooting for the team to win. But in the back of my mind, I know, again, like I've been saying, with every win, we're just catching another foot straight to the ass every single time. Boom, kicking ourselves in the ass every single time we win a game. Because in the end, you need a franchise quarterback to go out here and be a consistent winning football team in the NFL. No matter how you want to serve it up here on YouTube, you have to have that to win football games in this league. It's very simple. It ain't hard. What else did I want to talk to y'all about in this video? Saquon came out, played pretty well. Had a catch on a third down conversion that was pretty important. Jalen Hyatt was stretching the field for pretty much the entire game at, 77 yards on, 3 or 4 catches. That one catch that he had up the right sideline where he dragged his right foot on the catch. I don't know if he necessarily got that foot down or not. It definitely looked like he was dragging it, but if it made contact on the ground by the time he had possession, I don't know. I mean, if it made contact, it was barely skimming the surface of the grass. So, I don't know. We head into